The Industrial Revolution, the Great Plague, the aristocracy, violent coups, God, magic. I've just summarised Arcane Studios' Dishonored. Dishonored is a 2011 stealth action game set in the city of Dunwall. We play as Corvo Attano, Royal Protector to Empress Jessamine Caldwin and her daughter Emily. The game opens with us returning from a voyage to see if any other cities have a cure for the rat plague that's eating Dunwall alive. There's a brief tutorial on stealth by playing hide and seek with Emily.
But what would happen if, for some reason, we ignore somebody unlocked 100% of the cerebral capacity?
Upon delivering a letter to the Empress, we get attacked by assassins who kill Jessamine and kidnap Emily. Corvo gets blamed for the death of the Empress, and we become Dishonored. Dishonored doesn't really age visually, thanks to its amazing art direction. The aesthetic reminds me of Half-Life 2 with its oppressive angular grey structures. They do share the same art director as well. Lighting makes heavy use of bloom, with the same area appearing very different based on the time of day. Characters are animated with plenty of personality, and their models really fit the hand-painted look of the game. That is, if you ignore the 3,000 identical civilian women. Early in the game, Emily comments that,
"I'm not so sure that painting looks like Campbell."
And throughout the game, our targets appear in the form of Sokolov's paintings, which don't resemble their actual models, which is a neat detail. The audio is also solid, voice acting is well done, and like any good game it features repetitive guard voice lines.
You should bathe. I can smell you from here. Blow off.
Music consists of ambient tracks, and triggers at certain points in game. Yeah, it's very good. Each mission has one or more targets to kill or rescue. To get to them, you have to navigate guards and other obstacles. Dishonored works well enough as a stealth game. You can silently take down guards, create distractions, or avoid them entirely. Alternatively, you can go full assault. The fact that going guns blazing is so effective leads to people thinking that there's no point in going stealth. Why bother avoiding every guard when you aren't in any danger if you get caught? Though there are some enemies that genuinely warrant stealth. The game is also generous with how guards respond to disturbances. Dunwall's a pretty violent place, so you carving through an outpost won't alert the next area. You get a lot of chances to experiment with different playstyles within each map. Dishonored has lots of physics-based stuff. You can attach a spring razor to a severed head and throw it at an enemy. The machines in the city are powered by the highly explosive whale oil. So, channel your inner Ted K and blow up the industrial facilities. Or, you could attach a rewire tool and turn it over to your side.
Hey, hey, hey! Nap time.
Between missions, you rest at the Hound Pit's pub among the loyalists. This is where you can buy new gear and upgrades.
Perfect. Now plug it in.
My favourite set of upgrades are the ones that allow you to run silently. A couple missions in we get a visit from the Outsider, basically the game's G-Man figure. For those who don't know, that's the guy from Skibidi Toilet. From him we get his mark, which grants us magic powers. The default power is Blink, used to teleport around. It's great for mobility and stealth, though it does invalidate some of the level design. Using Blink, it's easy to avoid many encounters instead of using it alongside the game's other tools to get through them. Dishonored's movement in general feels very nice. Corvo is simultaneously weighty yet natural to control. You can double jump with upgrades, slide, pull off drop assassinations. There's a ton of execution animations from different angles or when using different upgrades. As a wise man once said,
All of this just works. I'm not kidding.
Still, the powers open up lots of gameplay possibilities. For example, the Boyle Manor level has one target we need to assassinate, Lady Boyle. But there are 3 Lady Boyles masked at the party. On one playthrough, I possessed each of them in turn and got them to wander into a storage room. I used a letter to figure out which one was my target, then killed her. On the next playthrough, I waited until they were all nearby, slowed time, and killed them all with a crossbow. Powers upgrade logically. You go from being able to possess animals to possessing humans too, slowing time to stopping it entirely.
If I could save time in a bottle, first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away.
Powers are bought and upgraded using runes. This is the main reason for exploration, as the normal loot doesn't justify going into the Ratlands. To detect runes, you use the heart of the late Empress, kept alive by machinery and dark magic. Various insights can often be gleaned from the heart about places or people.
All of time is meaningless here. Neither seconds, nor centuries.
Bone charms are a weaker version of runes that give you stat and RNG bonuses. Useful, but not essential. Dishonored is considered to be an immersive sim. Apparently, it's a genre that keeps dying, though I would say it never really existed in the first place.
No! Wait!
It's more a design philosophy that lets the player do what they want and responds to their actions. Like Baldur's Gate 3, but for males. For example, on one mission, Piero explains how his arc pylon can be used to take out all the soldiers in the vicinity. You can go through the long process of fixing, repairing and firing it.
Stop firing rockets at my house!
But after his long speech, I explained that I already killed them all.
All of the guards have been dispatched already? I spend weeks building a machine to do something you can do in a matter of minutes. I thank you for showing me the inefficiency of my process.
Characters who should show up later can be killed early, and as soon as main characters are no longer necessary to the plot, you can kill them. You can't discuss Dishonored's gameplay without discussing its maps. Almost all of them are large open-ended areas with plenty of secrets. It's definitely one of those learn something new every playthrough games. Some areas serve as semi-hubs, which you can revisit, though most of the time it's a new level each mission. A few missions feature neutral areas like the Boyle Manor. I enjoy stopping time here and stealing every purse from the rich as a sort of Romanian Sandevistan. There's the main mission hub where the only entertaining thing to do is abuse the side characters with zero plot value.
Have you lost your senses? By the outsider himself, what is this?
There is one particularly annoying level, the Flooded District. 3/4 into the game we lose all our gear and have to escape and retrieve it. It definitely makes for a change in pace, though not really a good one. It's filled with weepers.
A very big directive from the very beginning was they're not zombies.
And pea shooter cameos. The whole place is just kinda annoying to navigate around. I did find out that you can possess a rat to escape the opening cell, which is probably the only bit of decent level design here. The lore of Dishonored is pretty interesting. It's industrial yet still with magic seeping into it. Notes can be found across the game, and allow you to piece together the story faster than you would normally. You can read about districts of Dunwall or mysterious far continents. It serves well to flesh out the setting. The flow of the story and the chaos system are bound together, so they have to be discussed as one unit. You can choose to spare guards by avoiding them, choking them out, or tranquilizing them. The assassination targets can also be spared. Doing so, it's possible to beat the game without killing anyone. Your level of lethality puts the world in a binary state of low chaos or high chaos. Your chaos level determines the ending you get, the amount of weepers and rats in the game, how different conversations and encounters happen, and other minor details. Depending on who you choose to spare, there are other benefits as well. There's side objectives to complete, like competing in a duel or rescuing the only redeemable guardsman. The chaos system is heavily criticised as people claim that the game is punishing you for having fun. The non-lethal arsenal is far less interesting than the lethal one. However, I killed about 155 people on my low chaos playthrough, so you get a decent amount of room to have fun. It did tend to vary by mission.
I was acting.
The non-lethal solutions for dispatching assassination targets are arguably worse than the lethal ones. For example, you can give High Overseer Campbell the Heretic's brand, marking him as an exile. You can even find him later as a Weeper in the Flooded District. It's fitting that all the non-lethal solutions literally dishonour your enemies. Interestingly though, Dowd, the assassin who killed the Empress, can just be bypassed. You can have a climatic duel with him, then choose to kill him or spare him.
I have one more surprise for you. I ask for my life.
Or you can sneak by and steal his key. The more corpses you create, the more food for the rats and the more plague. Unless you get shadow kill, maybe that's just bad for the environment. The story remains the same up until the part where you get betrayed by the loyalists. We're poisoned, but Samuel only puts half in. He either comments that he thinks we can get through it, or wonders why he even bothers sticking his neck out for us. On the return to the Hound Pits... Hold on a second. Callista will live or die based on your chaos level. The final level is completely different based on your chaos. At low, it's relatively peaceful. Samuel says it's been a pleasure and speeds off. The guards engage in conversations and don't entirely understand how the coup's going.
I don't think anyone knows what happened. We saw the little girl, the Empress, go through the gatehouse and into the lighthouse proper. Then we heard shots. Then we rushed the gatehouse, but it's sealed up. What makes us right and them wrong?
I didn't mean wrong like morally wrong. Who cares about that? I meant like the canon we're bringing up has a right end and a wrong end to be on.
Havelock has already poisoned the other plotters at the top of the lighthouse, and the first time I killed him, it was so underwhelming I had to reload a save. On high chaos, it's an all-out war. Samuel can be mildly disappointing us if we tread over the high chaos mark, or if we're exceedingly violent he hates us for it and lets the guards know we're coming. It's also implied he's got the plague. Martin has the overseers and the enlisted under his control. Pendleton is holed up and wounded.
Women maybe? Everyone knows you were screwing the Empress.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
And Havelock's at the top of the lighthouse with the officers. There's a ton of different interactions between the groups on this level, and the overall mood is very fitting for the violent playthrough you've been on. At the end, you have to rescue Emily from Havelock in a very climactic ending as opposed to the very boring rescue at low chaos. Which is fitting, since low chaos is all about keeping things under control, and high chaos is about violent revenge. Emily is also influenced by Corvo's actions, where she's either well adjusted or a complete psychopath.
The others are all dead, aren't they? That's alright, because I was going to have them killed anyway.
Overall, solid story. The reactivity of the story to your actions is what carries it, rather than an intricate plot. There are 3 endings for low chaos, high chaos, or if you fail to save Emily. A set of scenes show how your actions influence the world, narrated by the outsider. It's accompanied by the amazing song, Honor for All. However, I realised there was basically no point in doing an outro montage featuring it, since it's already been done with this song so many times.
Honor for all of the big and the small. Well, the taller they stand, well, the harder they fall. We live for today, but we die for the next. With blood in our veins, in the air, and our chest, oh, we step into war with our hearts on the line. The dirt on our boots, it shakes free over time. The music it fades, the violence slows, the darkness it rises as the sun goes. Love is a distant aroma at best. A withering smile that's stuck deep in your vest. The night air it wraps its fingers around your body. It shakes from a now distant sound. Oh, the sound of her voice, a sweet symphony played over and over until you are free.